This episode is sponsored by The Break Room, downtown's best spot for a hot lunch every business day.
On this episode, Dust, Blood, and Fire, the upcoming jazz festival, this year's Harley Party, and two organizers for Neighborhood Night Out.
Joining us here in the Talk About Topeka studios, well, of course, I'm here with Carice Mapes.
Hi.
You're my little co-host here on this little episode.
Thank you for having me.
Because we have Austin Snell, who is the creator of the film Dust, Blood, and Fire. I'm very excited about this. Now, you already did a film here. We've had you on the show here, so you've now taken a film that you've conceived and built, and now you've done that, and now you're doing it again.
Right.
And you're using Old Prairie Town, a big chunk of it in there. Very cool. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to have you here. Of course, Carice wants to sit in on this so she can put something in 785 magazine, of course.
Absolutely, yeah. So what we've been doing with our co-interviews and everything, the film will come out in the middle of October. And so the September 15th issue of 785, of course, you'll have this interview and the ones leading up, but then we'll have a nice full article that you can get all kinds of information and links to it, etc. So you can get more if you're enticed to do so.
So now we can dive right on in. Okay, Austin, I loved the work that you've done up to this point, and now you've got this new, and I don't know what it's about. I went out there and got some footage and saw some interesting scenes for a little bit, and of course you're going through the motions of filming. You can't tell what it's about at that point. No way to tell. You're just sitting there like, okay, all right, I see how he does this, which is awesome. You have a great style. But what is Dust, Blood, and Fire about?
Labor unrest at the turn of the century. If you were to condense it into something, it's kind of a post-Western. The frontier had closed at that point. Immigrants were starting to make it into the Midwest, and along with them, they brought a lot of ideas that made people uncomfortable or shook things up a little bit. So it's about kind of coming to terms with those ideas at a time when America was trying to decide who we wanted to be on the world stage.
So what inspired you to put this together?
Oh, this story has existed in various forms for a few years now. And I'm just a bit of a history nerd, so it coalesced into what it is just in the last year or so. Just through stories of history that interested me, not necessarily even from that time period. A lot of the drama with the characters is lifted from Roman history, because I just saw a lot of parallels there, and also parallels to what's happening in the news today with disparity of wealth and things like that. So,
Old Prairie Town is an icon here in Topeka, a beautiful little spot, and it was cool that you were able to work out a deal with the county to be able to shoot out there.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. What was that whole process like?
They were very friendly. They were eager to do it. It was just a process, and one that I had never had to tackle before. Everything that I've done up until this point was very run and gun kind of amateur filmmaking. So it was a challenge, but a very welcome one, to make that step forward, and also to legitimately be working with the community in that sense was rewarding.
How did you go about finding the talent for the film?
I reached out to Civic Theater and Helen Hawker when I made my previous film, Erasure. And
Great film. You can get it on Amazon.
Yes, you can.
Excellent.
And it's just such a warm, friendly, talented community of actors and very enthusiastic people. And all I had to do was ask. I mean, I wrote a lot of these parts for people I had met while working on the previous film. I just knew, like, he'd be really good for this, he'd be good for this. I'd like to see what this person did, with this type of character. So I wrote to the strengths of people I had met, and everyone just rose to the challenge. And the cast this time is probably 3 times larger. The story's definitely more complicated. So it was great to see so many people, many of whom I had just met, then bring on 5 more people who they knew to be extras and stuff. So I honestly didn't have to work that hard to get people to show up and turn in good performances. So.
Well, you did have a good track record. Was it more difficult for Erasure?
Oh yeah, just because I had nothing really to show anyone yet. And now that there's one kind of as our bedrock, that it's a lot easier to move forward from there. So, and I want to build each time as well and get bigger and better. So I feel like this time the pressure was really on me to give them a reason to want to come out again and make something that was worth their time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. That's
Thank you.
Austin
Thank you.
Snell. His new film's coming out, Dust, Blood, and Fire. You want to check that out in October. If you want to find out a little something of what we're talking about here, you can go on Amazon and, of course, check out Erasure, another great film. Thank you so much for joining us. Really do
Thank you.
appreciate it. And
Thank
best of luck as you're putting this all together. Please bring some people back and keep us updated on what's going on. Awesome. Joining us here in the Talk About Topeka studios, of course, the one and only Vince Frye from downtown Topeka Incorporated. Vince, welcome aboard.
Appreciate being here.
Hey, thanks for coming.
You bet.
Okay, so October is my favorite month because my birthday is in that month.
Well, of course.
So that's obviously, but there's another really awesome event we need to get on people's radar. If you like jazz, downtown is the place to be for that in October.
True. This will be our third year for our jazz event. It's going to be the 10th of October, and we're bringing in a group from New Orleans called Bonorama. They've been on the Letterman show. They play the bones, trombones, and there's 6 of them. I think 4 of them play the trombone, but they're well known in New Orleans, and we're going to team them up with a group locally put together by Pat Trinan from Washburn University, and it will be on Kansas Avenue, and it will be free to the public. It'll start probably at 6 o'clock, but we'll also have food trucks there, a beer garden, and it'll just be a great opportunity for people to come down, see where we are with the construction at that point, listen to some great music, have refreshment, some food. But it also is an event in conjunction with the Kansas League of Municipalities that are holding their annual convention in Topeka this year, and that will be part of their event while they're here in town. So it should be really a big, big event.
There'll be tons of people down here.
Well, well, if it's free, I would hope so.
And free too. So yeah, it's wonderful. It's the place to be downtown. So make sure you get that on the calendar for October. Jazz downtown. Awesome stuff.
Right, and you'll recall last year we had Marilyn May.
We did, yeah.
And you know, world-renowned Marilyn May, and that was another free concert and had a huge crowd.
Well, we've got some great things happening in downtown Topeka, and of course the progress keeps trucking right along every single day. So encourage you all to get out and check out the merchants that are down here. Find a place to grab some lunch while you're here. I know HHB Barbecue is opened up. They're right across the street from us, and they're open until 8 o'clock Monday through Friday in the evenings. So that's where you can get your dinner when you're down here as well. Of course, we've got the Celtic Fox over there as well. And
don't forget your locations too.
Absolutely. Come and see a show at the Break Room, and just lots of wonderful things happening here in downtown, some great businesses. So check them out. Check out the construction. Be a part of history as it's being made. Is that?
Indeed. It really is history being made. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Well, thanks for all the work you do every single day to make sure downtown keeps rocking, Vince. Really do appreciate you and all the staff over at DTI for keeping it going.
We're having fun.
Joining me here in the Talk About Topeka studios, we have Janelle Bowers. She's from the Boys and Girls Club here of Topeka. How are you, Janelle?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me today.
Glad to have you here. Of course, you have the 16th annual Harley Party coming up. It's an awesome event.
It is.
Tell us about it this year.
It is. We've moved it downtown last year, and that was incredibly successful. The Celtic Fox was a great partner in helping us get it down there. And for the first time in a very long time, the Rainmakers were able to come, and they were a very well-known band back when I was younger. Still very well-known. They travel internationally. They're in the Kansas Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They're actually, I think, currently on tour in Norway.
Oh, wow.
Right now.
That's cool.
And have released 2 new albums in the last 2 years. So they're coming back again to Topeka, and they don't play Topeka. So this is great for people to come in from Lawrence, from Manhattan. We have someone coming from St. Louis to see them. So
that's really cool.
Bringing them in has made this a tremendously much larger event than previously.
Incredible entertainment.
We do.
What's the premise behind the Harley Party for people who are saying the Harley what? I don't know how they had it. 16 years it's been going on.
We sell 1,000 tickets, and one lucky winner at the end of the night goes home having won a brand new Harley Davidson Sportster.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. American Family has sponsored this since the inception. They pay for the Harley.
Wow.
With a little help now from Cox and West Star, so we've got some pretty good sponsors coming in. We feed them dinner. We have entertainment. We have silent auction, and the contest for the Harley is pretty heated. It's kind of fun. At the end of the night, it becomes a beanbag toss. So the last 10 people standing are competing with a beanbag.
There's some chance there too.
There is some skill.
There's some skill.
There's a skill. Beanbag tossing is a skill. It's a skill, and that person wins the Harley.
Yeah, well, for 16 years this has been happening, and it's happening again in downtown Topeka. It's going to be Saturday, August 15th, so make sure, I'm saying that so people can get that in their calendars. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Get it down there. Now, these tickets are $35, and there's only 1,000 of them.
We sell 1,000 tickets where the option to be entered for the Harley exists.
Okay.
Some people honestly don't care. I know, shocking.
Yeah.
Don't care about the Harley. They want to come see the Rainmakers. So we actually have additional dinner and show tickets.
Great. Very good.
That night, and those are $25. You can buy a 4-pack of tickets for $125. We
deal.
sold out, I think, the Wednesday before the event last year. So
wow.
it's get the tickets now. I actually am already on ticket 444.
Wow, that's pretty good
for
progress.
just starting selling them, it's moved along quite quickly.
And think about these odds. I mean, it's
1 in 1,000.
1 in 1,000 people. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to be going home with a Harley.
And it's not a maybe. It's not a if you hit a hole in one. It's somebody will win the Harley. They don't actually drive it home that night because there's like you have to tag it and such. But
Rules and such.
Yeah, I know rules.
All those.
but the title is transferred that evening. I mean, it's a big deal.
That's really cool. And so it's happening right downtown here, right out in front of, the Celtic Fox is the home for it this year.
Yep.
It's going to be another wonderful event. You want to make sure you get out there. And tell us a little bit about Boys and Girls Club. I know you love talking about this.
I do.
You love this whole development stuff. So let's develop this here. Let's do this.
Boys and Girls Club has been serving the Topeka community for over 50 years. And we are an after-school provider. We are a summer program. We have kids at all of our clubs right now. We do before school and school days out. And it's basically a safe place for those kids to go where they're going to have help with their academic needs, with their social skills, with understanding volunteering, and understanding how to grow up to be a really great adult. And we just opened, like 2 weeks ago, a teen center to address the need of tweens and teens in the community where they'd have someplace to go and still get that, you know what, I'm struggling in algebra, that help is going to be there. I want to learn about what it's going to take to go to college. That helps there. Or what does it mean to have a job, and how do I translate all of the stuff I did in high school to have a career when I grow up? And all of that help is there for those kids. And we include it with a good dash of some fun, of a lot of fun.
Very cool. And how do folks find out more information about this?
Our website, www.bgctopeka, so Boys Girls Club Topeka.org. It's right on the front page. There's a link. Takes you to all the information.
Very good. Well, you guys have some great stuff happening.
Thank you.
Not only for the kids you serve every single day, but fun stuff happening
For
here
the community.
to help the community.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And somebody's going to win a Harley.
It does not get better than that.
So each year I have to ask, like, what is it like for the person who wins the Harley? Like, how do they strut around and rub it in people's faces?
It's kind of funny because like last year it was almost a scientific approach. Jim Latimer won it last year. And it was fascinating to watch him because one, he throws it overhanded.
All right.
Not underhanded, and it was just the scientific, and he just was like, I won. See, I knew it was like he knew he won because he could do the math and the whole physics of it. And then the year before, it was just this. I mean, the guy that just jumped up and danced and was just screaming and crying that he won it. And then the year before, it was a woman, Teresa Sweet, who won it, and it was. So it's either like I knew I'd get it, or oh my God, complete elation. So you have the two extremes.
So be sure to bring your abacus so you can.
Yeah, because it was very
trajectory.
scientific to watch Mr. Latimer win that. So
Awesome.
School pays. School pays.
Well, I would like to think maybe at that point, all those years of watching The Price is Right.
That could
good.
be, yeah.
All the summers I spent watching
Yeah,
it.
it could, yeah.
I should have been at the Boys and Girls Club.
Unless we had a Plunko game to win the Harley, and then you
there
could
we
maybe
go.
study that.
Well, that's Janelle Bowers. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Really
you.
do
I
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it.
Everybody, get out there to the Harley Party. It is August 15th in downtown Topeka. Do the Harley ride that morning. Find out all the information at bgctopeka.org.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
I got it right. There we go. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Joining us here in the Talk About Topeka studios, we've got Tina Williams, a planner for one of the Neighborhood Night Out events in Greater Auburndale. How are you, Tina?
Doing great, thanks guys.
Okay, so you came in here and we said Greater Auburndale, and I was like, where's that at? So first of all, let's lay that out for people who may not be aware of where that is.
The Greater Auburndale neighborhood is more than 760 homes, and it consists of several small subdivisions, lots of open green spaces, but basically we are east of McVicker, south of Interstate 70, north of Southwest 6th Street.
Okay.
And we sometimes jokingly call ourselves Notwin.
And see, that's where I heard it, because I have friends that live in Notwin, so I know people in your neighborhood, which is great.
Yes,
Very
we're just
good.
east of Potwin.
Yeah, well, when you have a cool name like that, that's, you know, good to be able to use. All right, so you have your event coming up August 8th with all the rest of them for Neighborhood Night Out. I wasn't aware that your neighborhood was so big. 700 homes in that area?
700, more than 760 homes.
That's
So,
a
yeah,
big
we're
one.
a large one.
National Night Out is, of course, August 8th, and it's happening all over the city with over 75 locations for you to choose from in your neighborhood. And we really want people to get involved with that. With so many parties, there's no way we can have all 75 neighborhoods on to the show, but you can find out about them at safestreets.org. They've got all the information there, and if you find out that your neighborhood doesn't have one, I'm sure they'd be very happy to set you up. It was a pretty easy process, right?
Yeah, definitely. They have one simple form for you to register. They just want to know what time, what theme, and any special events you're having. We'll also have children's activities and live music, so there'll be a little something for everyone.
Parties lighting up the city as the neighborhoods celebrate themselves and celebrate trying to make Topeka and Shawnee County the safest capital district in the country. That's what we're trying to do here with Safe Streets and the Neighborhood Night Out. And this is just, it's been pretty good for you guys to be able to get involved with this process and get the law enforcement and meeting. I mean, it's just kind of cool how all that works together. Do you see value there?
Oh, definitely. Well, this particular event is very well organized. Obviously, it's been going on for many years, and the Safe Streets coordinator has the packet of information with all of the phone numbers that you need for the contacts in the city to close the street, to have representatives from the police and fire and other city organizations come and be present. And the whole idea is just to get to know your neighbors. Obviously, the more communication you have with your neighbors, then if strange things are happening in your community, or natural disasters or crime or anything, then you already know your neighbors and you can have an easier conversation with them about those topics.
Said it better than I could. That's really spectacular, and thank you, because nobody pays you to organize something like this. It takes a lot of work, and for everybody who does this, I want to say thank you to you, and thanks to everybody, all the 75 plus organizations and neighborhood organizations and individuals who are throwing events in their neighborhoods. It's going to be a great time to celebrate our safety here in Topeka on August 8th, right in your own backyards, literally, right? That's how
Or in your neighborhood park.
There we go. Very good. Well, thank you so much. That's Tina Williams with the Greater Auburndale neighborhood telling you to celebrate Neighborhood Night Out on August 8th. We've got Steve Christenberry here from Barreton. I went to Barreton Elementary. I grew up in Barreton, right down in the south part of Topeka here, and Shawnee County. Now you're doing a National Night Out event, and you guys have been doing one for a while.
Yes, this will be our 4th year.
And you have a huge event. That you were just telling me a little bit about this before. This is pretty big.
Yeah, we worked pretty hard to get the word out, and Barryton's kind of an odd community in the sense that Barryton proper, and it's like unincorporated, so Barryton property is at the intersection of 69th Street and Barryton Road. There's 2 churches, the elementary school and the post office, and then people in the 66409 Barryton zip code area goes from like 45th to the county line, Osage County line, Topeka Boulevard maybe, or Barrington Road anyway, and then even over into Osage City, or Douglas County. So it's a great big area with people spread out all over the place. So,
and that's a unique piece here. We've got, at the time that we were recording this right now, there are 75 participating neighborhoods here in the Neighborhood Night Out, which is August 8th, so people need to get that on their calendar. But one of the unique features about Barrington is that it is such a large area. You know, you're not really just in a cul-de-sac or anything like that. You know, you've got a large coverage area. This is a really good opportunity for these people who may have never seen each other before to come together.
And that's exactly right. People live on their 3-acre, 5-acre lots out there, or farmsteads and whatever, and are pretty spread out. But we've done a lot of work to, like, we were the first community in Shawnee County to start the Nextdoor neighborhood website. So,
and now that's all the rage.
Yeah, it's all over the county now. And so we've got 550 or so people that are signed up on that, and those sites, for those who don't know, are within, the only people that can sign up are within that geographic area that you set, the lead person sets, so nobody else can get on it. And so we've got that. The other way we market it, since we have the elementary school, is we take our flyers and we print them and we stuff them in the enrollment packets, because enrollment is like a week or so before the event, perfect timing. That way every person that's got an elementary age kid in the Barrington area is going to get a flyer about it. And then word of mouth, and now that we're going on our 4th year, people are starting to remember that, hey, you did it before. So it's kind of hard work to set it up, but once you get out there and you see the kids out there and families, and they're talking to one another, and they're eating a hot dog or whatever, and listening to the music, looking at the fire trucks and whatever, it's kind of, heartwarming to think, hey, we helped get our neighbors together in a situation where, like as spread out and diverse as Barrington is, they're never going to get together like that unless it's a school event.
Right.
And then you're going there for the school event, and then you leave. So you talk to the person right next to you, and then you're done, and probably don't see them again. So, so this is an excellent way to. And
what a great opportunity to be able to mingle with some of the law enforcement in the area as well, without having, it's a lot nicer to be done, been getting pulled over and dealing with them that way, or being able to get to know them and understand what their job entails and how hard they work to keep our community safe.
And for them as well to get out to the events and get to meet the community. I love the community policing idea, which is housed at Safe Streets now. That's great, because that way you've got officers that are assigned to neighborhoods. They get to know the people. People get to know them, probably more importantly, and it's a little more difficult to do that out in the county, unfortunately, because
a little more widespread.
But
these events help build that. They build that sense of community out there. And like I said, I grew up out there, and a great area to live in. And
I agree.
And, I wish we had. My mom still lives out there, but I wish we had one of those when I was back in school. It would have been a great time to come out to.
Well, you can come out to ours on August 8th,
well, maybe
3 to 7.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
We'll be on the tour around all of them. We got 75 stops to make.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll
You'll
tell
be
you.
busy. 5 minutes at each.
Very good. Well, that's.
And they want to do the bus stuffing. I'm thinking at 70, well, it won't be quite 75 places, but yeah, probably not.
It's going to be get off the bus, get on the bus, get off the bus, get on the bus. There you go. Well, Steve Christenberry, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Reminding us to get out. You're with the Barrington neighborhood, but there are many neighborhoods, over 75 of them, having big community parties for National Night Out on August 8th. Of course, safestreets.org is where you can find out all the information. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
You bet.
Thank you for supporting it.
Glad to have you here and glad to be a supporter. Really do appreciate that.